Hello everyone, my name is Max and I am going to be creating a little series about the Simatic Web-API. So we are going to take a look at the Siemens Simatic S7 1500, and the S7 1200 also supports a lot of the features of the Web-API that the 1500 supports. Like most of the time, the current version of the 1500 supports more features than the current version of the 1200. Often the 1200 will support the most features of the 1500 with the next version. So for the start, we're going to take a look at our preconditions that we have to meet. So the requirements you need to have to be able to like go through this tutorial. So let's dive right into it. So you're gonna need a PC, of course, and you're gonna need tier portal. I'm gonna be using v17, so probably v17 or greater. And the PLCSIM Advanced or a real PLC. So I'm going to be using PLCSIM Advanced v4.0. And we will also use Visual Studio, but you can also use another code editor that is able to import NuGet packages. And of course, for the tier portal engineering, you will need a license, and for the PLCSIM Advanced, you will also need a license. All right, those are the requirements. Then I guess we can start. Let's open tier portal and create a new project. So WebAPI demo. Now let's create this project. In the meantime, we can also set up a instance of the PLCSIM Advanced. So we're going to use the PLCSIM Virtual Ethernet adapter that is able to do the TCP/IP communication. We're going to have a instance that is going to be WebAPI showcase or demo. Let's call it demo. Let's give it an IP address. So let's start this. For the PLCSIM to work, you will also have to meet some conditions. So let's open the console. npf, let's start npcap as well. So both services are already started on my system, but you can also configure those to be auto-started. If you need help with that, you can also just ask in the comments. Then, okay, we have now a running instance, so let's try to ping it. This should be possible. If you're still not able to ping it, just like I am able, all right. If you're not able, you should check your PLCSIM Ethernet adapter that you have an IP address in the same subnet that you have set for this PLCSIM Advanced instance. All right. So we have created a project, and what we are going to do now is, as the first thing, we are going to protect this project because we want to have the Siemens integrated certificate manager. So we're gonna protect this project. All right. So what is happening now is that we will be, after protecting this project, we will be having the certificate manager, the global certificate manager, and we will also be having some So the security features are now enabled, and in this certificate manager we are already having 2 CAs, so that's pretty convenient. So we can create certificates that derive from these CAs. And we want to be having a 1516. Let's just take this one. v2.9 is fine. So we are now creating a device. In the meantime, we can also already start creating our project, WebAPI demo, .NET Framework unit test project. This will be an easy way for us to run code. So Visual Studio is going to be creating the project. There we go. Then we are not going to be using Visual Studio unit testing. Instead, I'd rather use a unit framework. It's just personal preference. So a unit framework. There we go. And let's also install the test adapter. All right. Let's also use it. Okay. Then we can also already import the NuGet package we will be needing. So you can just search for the 7.1500 and we will be finding this package, Siemens Simatic S7 Webserver API, and this is a client library to the server, that is the PLC. So it's providing an easy way to call the methods the PLC provides. So now we will be able to configure some data for the PLC. We will not be using the protection of the confidential PLC data. We can only allow secure PGPC communication, and we're going to make full access here. All right. Okay, there we go. And here we have this. Okay. All right. As you can see, by default, the web server is disabled, so we are going to be enabling it. Actually, we want to be using the certificate manager, the global security settings for the certificate manager. By enabling this, our certificates will be lost. So there is one created by default when clicking this activate web server. So you can see now that there is now a web server security certificate created, but we can also add a new one. So I pretty much like this possibility to create a certificate that is signed by an authority that is given here. So we're going to use this certificate authority because it's using elliptic curves, which is pretty performant for TLS communication. We're gonna actually recreate it because we did not make the IP address settings yet. Let's take just the 1 and the 260, and we will want to have a user, let's call him admin, with a safe password that is going to have the rights that we will be needing later. Oh, this is probably not fine. All right. Okay, let's recreate this certificate. Now it's having the IP address. And let's see what the connection mechanism says. Yes, it's needing a certificate as well, so that the PLC can communicate safely with TR Portal. WebAPI demo, and let's compile. See if I forgot anything. In the meantime, we can be looking at the code that is available online. So we're going to be using this library. So this package here that we took from NuGet is also available on GitHub. And here is also some example code on how to easily use and integrate it. So we want to be using this API standard service factory. If our solution quick actions. It doesn't want to help me. Come on. Doesn't help. Services. This is what we wanted. Alt-Enter is an easy hotkey to get this done. We want to have an asynchronous task using threading tasks. All right. And there we go. Okay, we could successfully compile. Since we started the PLCSIM already, we should be able to download it. We have given it the same IP address, so we should be able to find it and download to it. And in the meantime, we can already start implementing a base class where we will be storing some information. Base. Let's make it public. Public string username. Public string IP address. So we just given it the 160 and the password. Okay, we'll be deriving. Okay, and we will be using the IP address from the base, the password, the username, and the password. Okay, then I'm gonna be inserting the username and the password shortly. And in the meantime, we can start downloading via the PLCSIM virtual Ethernet adapter, where we should be finding our PLC. I could have also just selected show devices with the same address, but as you can see, this works fine. Then we are going to be trusting this client. It's not known to our TR portal so far. And as you can see, this is downloaded. Not. I forgot to turn on the simulation. I am sorry. At the project, at protection, we have to enable the support simulation during block compilation. I'm sorry. But as you can see now, we can be downloading to the device, and we can also set the PLC to run afterwards. All right, then yeah, we had a look at this. Then yeah, now as we have enabled this, we can also go to the PLC's IP address, and as you can see here, there's the web server available now, and we're not seeing so much by default. But if we log in, then we can have a lot of view about the diagnostic buffer and do some other diagnostics like the memory, runtime information. Just a nice feature set that we have here. So what else can we do now? Let's get this certificate that we have used. So we're gonna be exporting the public key of this certificate. We want the, actually the name is fine for me. And we will not need the private key. So it is exported. Then let's go to the place, the trainings certificate. There we go. So WebAPI demo, this is exported today. And now we can double click this certificate and comfortably install it into our root CAs, trusted root CAs. So let's get this done. Yes, I want to install it. Thank you. And now we will be also trusting this certificate during communication requests. So yeah, let's see if we can already call the WebAPI API browse in an asynchronous way. For those of you who don't like using asynchronous or who are not familiar with it, there's also implementations. Request handler, API browse. There's also implementation for like non-asynchronous calls. That works just fine as well. All right, let's run this test. And we can see, okay, it's running green, and the output says we are using API browse the way it should be used. So this is the very first part. We have now set up an environment, and this is going to be the basic for everything following about all the other functions. Like we're gonna make a course on these web apps. That's a pretty nice way to update those user pages. You maybe already know from these user pages the PLC is having. So there's a nice new faster way to update those and not always create them here with this generate blocks. But yeah, we are going to be losing the possibility to use AWP variables, but instead we can also use the API on the page itself. So that's fine for us. And as you can see, there is some PLC program. We will be accessing the PLC program by that, and we can take a look at the operating mode and request a change maybe. And yeah, then we have some more API functions like browse tickets. That is for the ticketing mechanism that is introduced with this web apps. So a resource when creating a resource, we will be receiving a ticket, and using this ticket, we can upload it. Then we have the close ticket to close a ticket finally, and there we go. Get certificate URL, which will lead to the certificate used for the TLS communication. So it's going to be the CA's certificate URL. Get permissions to know what permissions the current user has. Login, logout, ping, version. And as you can see, those are already a lot of functions. And those will also be actively maintained by Siemens and also extended. So let's keep posted what is going to be coming for us. So have a good day, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.